Welcome to the fifth cohort of the Guild Academy and our showcase here today. I'm Anne Coquette. I'm the founder and CEO of the Guild, and I'm really excited to kick us off here today. You will get to see 7 founders who went through our 8-week program, the Guild Academy program, in which we share all the steps to take to start and to launch a successful business. So in that program, you can see there's a lot of people we bring in, a lot of amazing experts from Silicon Valley and beyond. And we walk through the steps of starting a business, starting with your idea, validating those ideas, talking to users, and then building product promise landing pages and seeing what the reactions to those are. We're talking about business models. We're learning about marketing. We're thinking about who we need in our teams, and then ultimately how we want to get this off the ground and how we want to fundraise for our companies. So today, it's not a typical demo day because our founders here are so early stage, right? They only had 8 weeks to work on these ideas. So it's not about investment. It's not about millions of dollars here today. It's really about the founders getting a chance to pitch and to showcase their companies, and to do that in a 2-minute pitch, which is really hard to do because you boil down 8 weeks of thinking and complexity into 2 minutes. And then we also have the chance to do an ask and to make an ask at the end of the pitch. And that ask may be something about talent. It might be something about we need an advisor, or would you join us on that journey and test our ideas? Or it could be investment as well. So I'm very excited to see all the asks from our participants here today. And here's a quick agenda so you know what's up. 10 to 11 a.m., we're going to go see the 2-minute pitches, and then our 2 judges, who I will introduce you to in a second, will ask questions and give more chance to answer those questions in 5 minutes. And then between 11 and 11:30, we have a chance to meet in a virtual lounge. So this is another tool. It's not on Zoom, and I'll put the link in the chat once that's ready and we're ready to go there. And if you have any questions or want to chat and meet the founders, that's the place for you to go. Now, here's the order of the pitches. So we go back to that. So you're going to see those 7 pitches. We might change 1 or 2 based on some logistical issues. And this is just a little bit about me. I didn't know this slide was in here. Well, yeah, I am somebody who loves community and company, as you can see. I love to share about our startups and diversity in the ecosystem on international stages. And I'm a serial entrepreneur myself. So I started a bunch of companies, and I sold one company. I acquired another startup, and I'm now also investing in some companies, and mostly in the consumer product space. So this is the Guild, and that's the ecosystem that puts on this program, and it puts on the Guild Academy. So we bring a lot of experts in the ecosystem, a lot of entrepreneurs who already have done it and been there, to the Guild. And we usually do that in in-person events, but due to COVID and also due to our global expansion to over 50 countries in the last year, we are doing this online now. And we're doing this also through this Academy program that you see the pitches of today. So we have a platform. Feel free to join that platform. There's different membership levels. There's a free one, a pro one, and a platinum one. So feel free to join us in that community and contribute to the conversation. Tell us what we can help you with, and tell us where you can help the other entrepreneurs in the ecosystem. So today, I put a little screenshot down here from one of our Ask Me Anything sessions during the 8-week program. You will see a bunch of these wonderful women in our pitch today. Today, I'm going to introduce you to the founders that went through the 8-week program and give their pitches. So you have a role today as well. We are going to have an audience choice. So there's not going to be the big winner, but we're going to give you all a chance to vote on who you would invest $1,000 in today. Now, obviously, there's no real money transaction here involved, but I want you to think about that. If you had to take $1,000 out of your bank account today and had to choose one of the companies, I want you to think about that when you see the pitches. And at the end, we're going to have an audience award. And what the prize is going to be a 1-year free platinum membership for the company that wins the audience award. That's a value of $999, and that comes with all the benefits that you get in the Guild, and you get the Pro and the Platinum membership. So that means you get exclusive access to Guild partner perks. You can join an affinity group to really continue to build your companies. All-inclusive VIP pass to all of our events is included, including our fundraising bootcamp coming up on the 23rd. And we are launching now also pretty intimate coaching calls every other week that you're welcome to join if you have the Platinum membership. And I also offer one-on-one sessions. And if you know me and you've worked with me, you know I have a big network, and I'm very, very excited to connect you. Obviously, this is true also for all the other companies. I will continue to support everybody, but this is kind of our big prize here today, including all the recordings from our past events that we've done in the Guild. And there's some pretty good ones about VC, about raising money, about strategic partnerships with corporations, and so much more. So that's the big prize here today. So please be with us. And now it's my big pleasure to introduce you to our judges, Nancy Hayes and Victoria Mehran, who are going to ask questions after the pitches. So Nancy and Victoria, do you want to unmute for a minute and give a quick introduction of who you are?
Sure.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Nancy Hayes. I'm delighted to join you, as always, with the Guild and such quality programming, and Anne's leadership in the whole entrepreneurial ecosystem is almost unparalleled. I'm an angel investor, have been since 2014. For my personal portfolio, I focus on women-led companies or companies founded by people of color. I spend a lot of my time doing one-on-one coaching of entrepreneurs, helping them through their pitch deck, and I do quite a bit of education also on how to be an angel investor, as we're trying to get more women in particular to look at in becoming angel investors. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us again here, Nancy. Victoria.
Yes, hi, Anne. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. It's an amazing community you built, and it's the best way of approaching women and helping them and advising them. I am an investment associate at Expert Dojo, and I'm an advocate of women. I'm an advisor at Asti Angel Group, which only invests in women in power in startup world as well. As a part of Expert Dojo, I try to invest in more women and colored and minorities, since I am a minority myself. And I truly value what you are doing, and I look forward to the pitches today. And if in any ways I can help, I would be delighted.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And Victoria was introduced to me by Anja Skoda, who is the founder of Happy Bond, which is a pet supplement company that I mentored in the German accelerator. So you can see how it really works, right? Network works. We need to connect each other, and we need to show up for each other. So thank you. Quick picture and quick shout out to everybody who contributed to this cohort. So these are all the people that our entrepreneurs got to meet through video modules or our Ask Me Anything sessions here. And you can see Andy Geese joined us for the fundraising module. Justin Lokitz joined us. Emily Hayward, she is the founder of Red Antler, amazing marketing agency, very well known in the US. Chelsea Glasson joined us and talked about user interviews, because she is an expert at Facebook and Google and now Compass in that particular subject matter area. And she actually went through the Guild Academy herself last year. Paul joined us last week about our masterclass in pitching, so I hope we see a lot of the results in our today's pitches. Nancy is joining us here as one of our judges, and Tash Jeffries joined us as we were talking about marketing and how do we get the word out. So those were all the people that our Academy met live during this program, which is one of the big differentiators of the Guild Academy, that we get actually the chance to talk to people. And I see Anne is here today as well. Thank you so much for joining us, Anne. Fantastic. Okay, so with no further ado, we're going to go and hit the road running. And I'm going to call on Kate. Kate, are you ready to give your pitch? Go for it.
My name is Kate Biggs. I'm the founder of Blossom Health, and we are on a mission to empower women to understand their unique biology through personalized nutrition. The problem: women are dissatisfied with the current standard of care that they are receiving regarding nutrition for fertility, pregnancy, and postnatal care. It lacks personalization, is vague, and generalized. 60% of the women I spoke to were dissatisfied with their experience. Our solution is an online specialty health practice for women's nutrition, offering easy access to nutrition specialists, at-home blood test kits, custom meal plans, and customized supplements. My aspiration is to take the winning aspects of Everly Well, Bays, and Plate Joy to create a completely frictionless and personalized customer experience in the area of nutrition. I'm very early on in my idea, and I'm just about to launch my minimal viable product, which is nutrition consultations via telehealth. In Q2, I hope to establish partnerships with labs, a nutrient manufacturer, and a meal delivery service. In Q3, build out our content platform, and in Q4, expand our offering to other areas of women's health, such as adolescence and menopause. Why now? It has been acknowledged that there is a gender health gap. The growth of the femtech sector is indicative of this, and Blossom Health is primed to assist with closing this gap. In terms of market size, Blossom Health is at the intersection of multiple growing industries: the personalized nutrition market, the digital women's health market, the women's supplement market. And we're confident that Blossom Health can take a portion of each of these multi-billion-dollar markets. How do we plan to do so? We plan to make money in 4 different ways: the product model in terms of offering direct consumer tests, personalized vitamins, and the service model in terms of offering individual monthly memberships while also targeting employee benefit programs, as well as the data model. The team consists of me. I'm a CPG marketing and sales expert in the wine and spirits industry. I have single-handedly generated $15 million in revenue for my company in 2020. And while I'm passionate about nutrition and wellness, I recognize that there is a knowledge gap. So today I'm asking for assistance in recruiting advisors in the areas of genetics and nutrition, diagnostics and life sciences, and in women's health.
Give Kate a big round of applause. This was the fastest 2-minute pitch I've ever seen. And we are going to hand over to Nancy.
Thanks for sharing this story with us, fire hose style. Joan, just curious, you gave in your first slide the fact that 60% of women are dissatisfied. How do you then make the bridge to nutrition? That I wasn't quite clear how you got to that nutrition would be the approach here.
Yeah, so they were specifically dissatisfied with their experience in terms of advice around nutrition for prenatal area.
Prenatal.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're going to focus on prenatal? I sort of missed that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the intention is to focus on the area of prenatal, fertility, and postpartum, because I recognize that women are most primed for changes in their decision-making process in terms of health while they're pregnant. But I also recognize that there are broader opportunities within the broader women's health space.
Okay, and I'll ask one more question then to see what Victoria has to say. You mentioned that you're going to start off doing one-on-one personal nutritional counseling. What are you seeing as you develop this, how this would be executed in the future? Is this, how are you going to streamline that, do you think?
In terms of the telehealth consultations?
Yes. Well, they would always be telehealth. And then what are you thinking? You would hire nutritionists to provide that, or what's the AI?
Yeah, the idea is to have a nutritionist offering it via telehealth. I think the growth in the digital health and telehealth space is showing that people want the ease of access online. So the idea would be to completely keep it online.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Kate, on what you are focusing on. I think it's a very interesting space. Majority of the space that's in what you are doing, we are seeing is not very customized for women. And I think this is a very interesting area to focus in, especially if you focus in more from the beginning of a pregnancy until after the pregnancy. This has a lot of opportunities around it. My question for you is that building such a platform needs a lot of, kind of nurturing and, marketing in order to create a community around it. Mm-hmm. Because as we all know that we are women, and power of, community can kind of boost this. And I want to know, what is your strategy to create 20,000, 30,000, community and attract these women to use your platform?
Yeah, I think I've studied the fertility space, and the companies that have been most successful are the ones that create that community, like Kindbody. I would like to focus on recruiting brand ambassadors in the doula and midwife space to promote our service, while also, creating community online through educational seminars with our experts in genetics and nutrition. And yeah, that's my plan.
And for the revenue model, so you are bringing, nutritionists, and you're going to be a platform of a marketplace that people, they can go and book, and you get the kind of a broker type of fee out of it. So have you ever thought of any other source of revenue? Because when you are a middle person, first of all, you need a lot of, attraction around the nutritionists. So you need to attract lots of them, and you need to have a community to serve them. So, and then the broker fee is not going to make this company $1 billion company, because venture backed, when we look at the companies, that how is the roadmap to be a $10 million per month revenue in the next 5 to 7 years roadmap. So I want to know whether you have any other sources of a revenue that you think that you want to focus on. And the third question is exactly about what is exactly the differentiator of you. There are other platforms that they haven't started from this mission of what you are doing, but they started with a community, and then down the road they figured out that, oh, this is a huge amount of a community, so how about I sell product, and how about do this? So I want to know the sweet spot of you in terms of when you pitch to differentiate yourself from other platforms that around the world they are doing very similar to you.
Yeah. So first of all,
Kate, you have about 30 seconds to answer that. So it's got to be a rapid fire answer.
Okay, perfect. In terms of revenue, we're going to sell products, vitamins, and direct consumer tests. Also, the service model would be monthly memberships, and then targeting employee benefit programs, as well as selling data to advance women's health and our knowledge gap there. In terms of competitive analysis, what we offer is, we hope there's a number of competitors in the space, but we hope to bring all of the aspects of all the competitors into one single offering, and that's the goal, to be the differentiator. Yes,
thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And reach out to me if I can help by any means. I will do that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course.
Fantastic. And I did see a private message from Pooja come to me. She said something about, it feels that post-pregnancy has more opportunity given nutrition is more restricted, and if you talk to people. So that would be a great question to answer in our networking lounge if you want to dive deeper in the conversation there. So stick around for that. We are moving on very quickly. Denise is up next. Denise, I'm excited to see your pitch. Are you ready?
Menopause is the worst kept secret in the world. 53 million women in the US suffer from menopausal symptoms like hot flashes, brain fog, fatigue, anxiety, impacting their daily quality of life. And these symptoms can last up to 10 years. Our research revealed women want a one-stop destination for information, community, symptom tracking, and access to midlife experts she can personalize. Hi, I'm Denise Pines, the immediate past president of the Medical Board of California and founder of Wisepaws, an AI responsive web-based app to help women navigate the years leading up to and including menopause at their fingertips. Wisepaws disrupts the $600 billion menopause solution industry. This app is rooted in women feeling they weren't prepared before their first experience. Designed with that in mind, we've created an easy-to-use, voice-activated, data-driven solution. Unlike our competitors' symptom trackers, which all underperform when it comes to logging hot flashes, the most common menopausal symptoms, and having cultural content. Meet Angela. She's 49, perimenopausal, experiencing hot flashes and night sweats. When her doctor advised her to sleep with fewer blankets, she decided he wasn't knowledgeable enough and sought out more information, plugging her symptoms into a search engine and discovering Wisepaws. Once on the site, she took a menopause quiz. Her results began to personalize her journey, logging her symptoms, her triggers, and setting up voice command. While scanning, she experiences a hot flash. She clicks on the symptoms icon and voices her hot flash, 5 minutes. She finds community discussions that applies to her, saves articles and videos, and then connects with midlife healthcare specialists to share a PDF of her symptoms insights, which integrate with wearables like iPhone. She's happy and she heads for a run. One last fact, 100% of women will go into menopause. Today, our next steps is that our goal is to build the largest personalized menopause care solution. We are raising $200,000, looking for a tech lead, and looking for content partners and producers. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Big round of applause for Denise. Very product-focused pitch. I like it. Victoria or Nancy, questions, over to you.
Thank you so much, Denise. I'm sorry Zoom kicked me out for a few minutes, but I was able to see your pitch. Have you given any thought this early stage what your revenue model might be for this solution?
I think the revenue model, as we, I think women should come onto this free, right? I think that we should evolve what the revenue model is going to be. I believe it will be part telehealth, meaning connecting the women to particular healthcare providers, especially specialized ones, who maybe focus on brain. So more of those specialized doctors and less of the broader doctors. I think other very rich content, the kind of content that you have to pay to go and get anyway, to have some of the more rich video content, maybe some live things that have webinars that happen. I produce an event called Wisepaws. I've been doing it since 2019. Before COVID, we did them in person. Now we do them virtually. Because of my credential in being a past medical board president, I am able to honestly get any doctor that I reach out to get. I'm about to become a board member for the Federation of all state medical boards, which will also give me more access to doctors around the entire US.
Thank you. I'll turn it over to Victoria.
Very beautiful, presentation. I think that you address, things very nicely. I have a question for you about a tracker. So can you explain about the technology of a tracker? Is it based on a questionnaire? Is it based on, video chatting, that they take a video? Can you explain more about the technology of a tracker?
So yes, there are, for menopause, there are about, that I've recorded, 125 symptoms that are associated with menopause. we will have all of those symptoms inside of the app. Based on when the woman comes on and does the quiz, she can do the quiz or not do the quiz. The quiz will just sort of help us provide us insight to help shape a journey for her. We'll recommend particular articles and videos that will help her understand what's going on with her once she shares more information. If not, she can simply go to we'll have like the obvious symptoms that women have, which are, about 34 to 40. And then there'll be more drop down, more finite, like brittle nails, things like that, something called itchy butt. That's not all women, but a lot of women have that, and connect that. They'll also be able to provide insights to their doctor when they go. So they log their symptoms, they're able to print out a PDF and take that to their doctor. Their doctor then can look and assess and maybe also see that there's something else going on with her that may not be contributed to menopause, could just be contributed to something else.
I wanted to suggest is this, when you build a business from the scratch, you need to think about the next 10 to 15 years. So the tracking that you are talking about, it might be very valuable for the time being. However, from a tech side, as you mentioned that you are looking for a tech lead as well, is that you definitely need to make more sophisticated technology in order to get the information and analyze the information, not only with the print. So with the technology that we see at the moment and it's moving forward, I think that you need to add some other elements into your tracking in order to be more appealing and more accurate, rather than only questionnaires or the people they put the symptoms on. I highly recommend that you bring a CTO, and I am more than happy to kind of work with you and recommend you to anybody that you need to be connected to, because I believe that if you add AI machine learning with video or something that it creates the accuracy of the data that you are getting, one of the data point of a revenue model can be selling those data to the FEM devices that people they eventually pharmaceuticals gonna create, or the devices that people they create for women for helping with menopause. You have a lot of flexibility in a revenue part rather than only a B2C direct model. So please reach out to me, and I would love to help.
Okay, so one last thing I should have probably said. I am talking tomorrow to Blue Shield in California to integrate this app into their insurance plans. In 2 weeks, I'm talking to United Healthcare to do the same thing. So I'm sorry about the business model is also B2B. I'm sorry. I'm so focused on women. I'm so focused on women that like I stay here with the women, but so the biggest model is the B2B.
Fantastic. I would love to talk to you.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no, don't.
Sorry, and I have to cut you off because we need to move on, but this could be a great continuing conversation in our lounge as well. Also, I see other people have interesting insights in menopause. So what we are going to do, and Denise, again, congrats. And I think it's all in line with your ask, right? You're asking for tech talent and support on that side. So we're going to move on to Lindsay and Megan. It's a co-founder team with My UTI. So Lindsay, are you ready?
Sorry, when I went to share
Lindsay?
my screen with everything. Okay. Can you see my screen?
2 minutes.
Okay.
It's all perfect.
Hello, I'm Lindsay Williams, co-founder of My UTI, a platform on a mission to disrupt the $1.6 billion urinary tract infection market, improve patient journeys, and reduce recurrent infection outcomes. Urinary tract infections are the second leading cause of infection in the United States. Accessing care takes time and costs money, and standard testing often does not accurately identify the source of infections, leading to ineffective antibiotics, causing painful infections to recur. Our solution is the MyUTI ecosystem, a frictionless care continuum focused on breaking the fractured cycle of recurrent and chronic UTIs. We've started by launching an education platform that's already engaged over 30,000 consumers. We will streamline the existing user experience to launch a testing platform for consumer-directed ordering and connection to UTI specialists. E-commerce and retail placement with cash options provide price transparency and empower patients to determine the level of care needed. We are currently solving for a gap that industry hasn't addressed in this market, and the digital revolution in healthcare means the time for the MyUTI ecosystem is now. I'm Lindsay Williams, a commercialization expert and consultant for advanced diagnostics in urology, and my co-founder, Megan Henkin, is a global marketing expert with a unique background in both clinical diagnostics and direct-to-consumer marketing. We've engaged with the top physicians and experts in urology, women's health, and clinical diagnostics to guide our vision to disrupt and improve the patient journey and outcomes. We are seeking investment support and strategic partnerships. So if you share the MyUTI vision, reach out and get ready to break the cycle of doctor's visits, tests, and meds that aren't working and truly help millions of women who suffer from painful and stubborn urinary tract infections. And let's end the UTI cycle together.
Bravo! Awesome pitch. 10 minutes early. Lindsay, you gave away 10 seconds. I will hand over to Nancy and Victoria for questions, and then we can also take in a question from the audience here.
Thank you so much, Lindsay, for sharing this with us. I have a bit of experience with this as far as the elder population. Just curious, is what exactly, can you explain to us sort of what you see the patient use case, how a patient would move through the system, and well, what is the sort of the secret sauce here? Are they, is it the testing, and why is that up being up? Just explain a little bit more about what the pain points are that this will address.
So most of the women that we've spoken to, when they start to get symptoms for UTI, they either have to go to an urgent care, right, which is often a massive weight, right, drain on their time. They're paying out of pocket for a visit. They get either a dipstick, which 70% of dipsticks are ineffective at identifying, right, the right pathogen, or a culture, which is really outdated and also 50% of the time are incorrect. They get an empirical treatment, oftentimes not the right antibiotic for their infection source, which means 2 weeks later, they think they get another infection, right? And so that's kind of the cycle. Where we feel like the massive pain points that we can solve to create this frictionless model are in consumer-directed access to advanced diagnostics. So we would be leveraging PCR to begin with, and then moving towards next-gen sequencing, which is becoming more common in this UTI space in terms of laboratory offering. What we're doing though is taking that rather than going through the traditional model of physician adoption cycle, which as you know, can take a significant amount of time with new technology, and actually putting the power in the patient's hands to be able to access it quickly and easily.
I see. So you wouldn't be developing new tests or new
this would be
interventions.
Yeah, this would be a white label. And the goal would be to leverage, obviously, a data play behind the scenes, right? So specifically when we get into next-gen sequencing, really being able to then leverage and build out a data analytics platform that could integrate into other potential downstream opportunities with drug discovery. There's so much we just don't know about the urinary microbiome. It's a little bit at the beginning of that frontier, if you will.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'll turn it over to Victoria.
Well done for the 30,000 community. It's fantastic to hear. And I would love to hear whether you spent any marketing or it was organically built.
We've spent very minimal marketing. So we founded this company as an education platform kind of at the beginning of the pandemic, and then recognized this opportunity for a better model. So I think we've spent over the past probably 6 to 8 months less than a few $100s on some optimizations, some Facebook posts, boosts, that type of thing. And most of it has been organic. It's quite shocking to know that there are multiple groups with tens of thousands of women on Facebook specifically for chronic UTI. It's a little bit of a undiscovered massive niche, if you will.
Interesting. And can you tell me about your branches of your revenue models? How many revenue models you are thinking that you can tackle, and with which time frame?
Right. So the first 2 years were focused predominantly on testing and the connection to care. So white label testing is obviously the first and foremost revenue model. And then connecting to UTI specialists, which again would be kind of that broker fee until we're able to integrate prescription services. There's a $1 billion supplement market that we could create some relationships with, a storefront, if you will. And then really the big money comes once we get into next gen sequencing, white labeling, building out data analytics. Then we can do drug discovery partnerships with pharmaceutical companies, as well as looking at payer relationships, right, for patient journey management.
And then at the moment, which phase you are in? So you have a beautiful 30,000 community. So are you at the moment, are you talking to anybody for white labeling, or are you talking to any partnerships?
We are in both, right? So we are currently evaluating which lab partnership we would like to go with, and effectively the funds that we are going to be raising would be to get the lab test up and running, the startup costs for the lab test.
Awesome. Great. Okay. Wonderful pitch. Good questions. I think we also answered Lee's question from the chat. Feel free to put questions in the chat. We can also build them in. And we are moving on to Anna from Ecuador. Anna, are you ready? It's all yours. Go for it.
All right. My name is Anna Sáenz. I'm the founder of Tribalista, a new marketplace for plant-based solutions in Latin America. So the problem statement: 1/3 of women are experiencing a sleeping problem, anxiety, and stress, and cannot find a natural way to solve this with no harmful side effects. So we're on a mission to unlock the power of nature by helping people incorporate healthy plant-based alternatives into their day-to-day to improve their lives. Why now? Because the pandemic exposed a lot of critical truths about health and wellness, and we're experiencing a lot of eco-anxiety, financial uncertainty, and emotional contagion based on fear. So this is the product. The first option is a product finder quiz that will show personalized products that best suits the customer needs. This is an example of the sleep products we offer. This is the educational blog. So 40% of Latin Americans prefer using natural medicine. The market value is 3 billion, which is in an intersection between two great industries that are alternative medicine with 200 million and mental health with 2.8 billion. And the team is confirmed by me. I'm a communication specialist with background in marketing and business administration. And we're looking for a chief medical officer with expertise in natural medicine and an e-commerce and marketing specialist. And in terms of traction, my MVP is about to launch. The business model, we're going to have a mix of our own line of products and other brands. Our product margin is 50%, and we're going to charge for other products an 18% fee. So we calculate a revenue of $30 per user, and in a year, 5 million. The competition analysis is between educational blog, marketplace, tested products, and natural and organic ingredients, which, as you can see in the competitive analysis, Tribalista is unique. So if you have experience in marketplaces and any business model in that space, I would love to talk to you. And if you know any plant-based companies, I would love an introduction. And I'm also looking for a connection to angel investors. Thank you very much.
Bravo. Round of applause for Anna from Ecuador. And I'm handing over for questions.
Thank you, Anna, for this. I was curious to see that you have both the affiliate model where you'd be representing other people's products as well as developing your own. So wondering what your thought process was, is there a gap you see in available products that's why you want to develop your own?
Well, actually, the plan is to first start with other brands to make a strategic partnerships and start building this marketplace with other brands. So my idea in the future is to develop my own product with like my own brand, the representation of my brand, but all of them will be aligned with the same values of organic and of wellness, of improve people's lives.
And are you thinking these would also include, CBD products?
Yes, sure.
And in your research to date, do you see any distinctions between different regions within Latin America as to the receptivity to this, or where are you thinking you might start from a marketing standpoint?
You're talking about CBD, the CBD industry?
No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about just the whole. How would you approach? I mean, Latin America. How would you approach the execution of this? You start with in Ecuador, or
yeah. So the plan is to start in Ecuador and also in Peru and Colombia. There are some regions that have more developed in terms of law with the acceptance of cannabis. So we're gonna go step by step. It's developing. It's in the process, but that's the plan, to introduce the CBD and plant medicine industry.
Great, thank you for answering that. I appreciate it. Okay, over to you, Victoria.
Hello, Anna. Very nice presentation. I have a question. I want to know, because I'm coming from a culture that we are very much based in plant-based as well. However, there is not brands that we say that the brands is very strong. You go for a traditional, mom and pop shops and buy these herbals that you don't know even if it works or not, but people, they believe in it. So my question for you is that any other brands in a herbal, medicine is available in Ecuador that you are competing with, or you are the first that you want to create that brand and, scale it to all the LATAM?
Exactly. Like here, there's a lot of ancestral wisdom, like Mother Earth knowledge, a lot of shaman and natural medicine, but it's not that developed as a brand. So I want to rescue all of the good products that we have and scale it to LATAM in an online marketplace of curated products.
And then for certain, for instance, medicine like ayahuasca, I know that in the US, for instance, is kind of illegal, but there is not. If you want to commercialize it, do you need any, kind of not similar to FDA approval or the process similar to legal approval that you need to go through to any of, the herbal medicine that you are going to develop?
So the ayahuasca is like a different plan. It's like an experience for a retreat, and it can only be with the supervision of a doctor. If it's not like regular medicine doctor, but it's of a shaman. So I'm not commercializing those type of medicine, but some other type of plants that you can consume it regularly with no psychedelic effects.
Got your point. And the last recommendation is that one of the very famous herbal, company that I like the branding and I like what they are doing in that space is called Sage. It's a Canadian-based, company that the Indian guy created that. I think it's a very right model to look into if you want to create your own brand. And if I can any way help, reach out to me.
Awesome. I will check it out. Thank you very much.
Awesome. And so if anybody here also has any suggestions or ideas or, things like Victoria just mentioned with Sage, feel free to put it in the chat, send it to the overall chat or to the founders themselves. And again, there's an opportunity to connect with everybody at 11 in our lounge after the pitches. Okay. All right. We're moving on to Bashak. Bashak, are you ready?
Can you see everything? All clear?
Yep.
All right. Hello, my name is Bashak Altan. I'm an industrial designer and design educator.
Bashak, you gotta hit the present button first because
Okay,
we're seeing like 3 slides right now.
All right. Hello, can you see clearly now? All right. Hello, my name is Bashak. I'm an industrial designer. I've been empowering communities through the power of design for the past 20 years. Today, I'm presenting to you the Co-Design Collective, your venture studio partner in creating equity and circularity through design. We all know that most of the iconic companies have integrated design into their DNA of their organizations. But when we look at the patterns that contribute to over 90% of startups failing today, design is usually an afterthought, and it's the part of the reason. At the same time, our planet's resources are no longer able to support our linear way of operating as business as usual. So if we want our investments to be resilient, we need to design and transition our organizations for circular economy. The problem is that there is an investment gap for design at the early stage creation of mission-driven startups that focus on circularity. The Co-Design Collective partners with portfolio companies to optimize their investments in mission-driven startups by providing design services to align to a circular mindset. We invest, in exchange of equity, we invest in our mission-driven startups after we ideate, validate, and invest internally. Our services are to connect entrepreneurs for company building and investment, educate through co-design workshops, and amplify co-design collectives' impact and investments through events. Because we believe that our studio design process puts the user at the forefront, it's agile, the frameworks lead to higher sales, and our tools implement their teams, bring their teams onto the same page. Through design, we bring speed, diverse processes, efficiency, and innovation to your organization. And the reason that we have competitive advantage is that we've been doing this for socially driven innovations over 20 years. So today I'm asking for conversations and connections through introductions to portfolio companies that fund mission-driven organizations, events, and any organizations that you might suggest, and any other insights and suggestions. Thank you.
Excellent. Great pitch. I'm handing over to Nancy and Victoria.
Yeah, thank you so much, Vasak. Just two questions in 2 areas. One is for those of us who are not that familiar, can you give us a few more words about about circularity and why it's so important? And then it sounded from a business model that this is a collective where the members are otherwise engaged in their careers, and you're doing this on the side for equity in companies. Is that correct?
Exactly. And I am, I've been working, so the first part of your question, circularity is the new paradigm. If we want to be resilient, we need to mitigate our risk because our environment and our climate change is impacting every segment, every industry. So we are no longer questioning that. We're moving, a lot of organizations are shifting to that transitional economy. Circular design, although said easily, it's a complex process. So circularity is encompassing social impact, fundamentals of designing your products, where things are manufactured to reduce waste. Where I am coming in is I design for social impact and circularity, but what I am doing with the design collective is I am building an advisory group of designers because my design network is pretty vast, and I would like to partner with portfolio companies because venture studios are not new, but they are growing. Because a lot of the angel investors like yourselves are catching on to the fact that bringing in design from an investment and network to startups at the beginning of the process brings in better results. And so that's where I would like to align design studios and design processes with the people that understand about what it takes to invest, like yourselves, and align with designers and business strategists together to come to better results and more efficient results.
Mm-hmm. And have you thought about how you might execute this equity? Have you tested that with any entrepreneurs, the concept?
I would love to talk to more people. I'm at the beginning stages of trying to wrap my head around how does this equity work. As you know, I'm seeing a lot of studios starting up their own venture studios, but they are the guys that are working ahead of the time, and they have invested on certain aspects of certain businesses. I'm coming in from the designer perspective, and I would like to work in and invest my services in exchange of equity instead of just service fee model.
Understand. Thank you so much. Over to you, Victoria.
Thank you. So I have a question for you in terms of your model. So are you going to be more like a consultancy, or are you going to be more like a venture-backed type of a business?
I would love to be able to partner with a venture capitalist, if not an equity investor group, so we can partner together to work in. So I would bring in the network for the design creation, product management, design, just anything that relates to design, but also have a partner that understands about equity and investment.
Got your point. So technically, you're not going to be a scalable type of a business. You're going to be, working with a couple of, venture studios, and the model is not very scalable. So you're going to be, partnering with VCs and, venture studios and create the service for them. But it's not the prepared service that you can implement it suddenly in every venture studio. Am I right?
No, I think that there's a lot of repeatable tasks that could be scaled. So when you're doing a design process, evolution of iteration of products, services, those are scalable tasks. You can repeatable tasks. So once you have the fundamentals down, you could scale it, but you'd always have to have somebody working with another partner to do that. So it might not be at the 10x model, but it would be repeatable.
Got your point. So that was my question. I think I would love to separately talk to you.
Yes, absolutely. Any insights? I just would love any advice as much as I can get. Thank you.
There, I'm Madeline McKinnon, and this is Small, the first ever hands-free 100% compostable flossing innovation. So today, the modern floss pick is the most convenient flossing method. However, it contributes to our annual 380 million ton plastic pollution crisis. To combat environmental degradation and maintain oral hygiene habits, I've concepted the first hands-free 100% compostable dental flosser, seen here. The customer segment we're looking at utilizes floss picks and says no to plastic. However, they also use tobacco products, which is detrimental to your oral hygiene. They also feel a gut reaction to animal health. And we saw this when Ted Cruz left his dog, Snowflake, and escorted his daughters to Cancun. There's a huge opportunity to monetize here. Our competitors have not innovated their products at all. We're seeing the same dental floss that we've seen for decades, and this is a huge opportunity to innovate. A little bit about me. I'm a seasoned growth marketer who's worked with big brands and small startups. I've scaled them from the ground up. I know how to do the marketing side, and I'm well-versed in every single paid social channel, from Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, etc. I've managed budgets that are upwards of $1 million to $100. My personal revenue growth is 15 million plus, and I average 3 to 5x ROAS per month. I know the final step, but I need help from 1 to 2. I ask you today to bring me an advisor that can help me get through 1 to 10 so I can take over the final marketing step. Thank you.
All right, we're moving on over to Shannon. Shannon, are you ready?
Okay, I'm Shannon Leon, and I'm a mom who pees her pants. I've been experiencing UTI since 2nd grade, but after a recent hospitalization, at 40 years old, I found myself experiencing the most embarrassing incontinence, the most painful cramps and PMS, and I even got a UTI that lasted over 2 weeks. I created VPAC out of my own struggles with these issues and finding effective solutions to fit my lifestyle. And I'm not alone. Urinary incontinence affects 200 million people worldwide. Approximately 24% of those women are between the ages of 18 and 44. The global market for incontinence products is projected to reach $16.9 billion by 2025, the feminine hygiene products market $24.6 billion, and box services $15 billion. VPAC introduces women to a variety of effective products that aid in resolving, mitigating, and managing UTIs, PMS, incontinence, and overall pelvic floor health. Our mission is to inspire hope and to contribute to women's health and well-being by equipping them with options and access to products, services, and support through education and community. Our vision, a transformative shift in how we embrace, access, and celebrate women's pelvic floor health. Our competitors aim to support the issues instead of resolving the issues. VPAC supports, heals, and improves women's pelvic floor health, offering full 360 wellness kits. In November, over 1,700 people attended a virtual summit featuring 27 experts in urinary and women's urinary health. I've raised over $28,000 in my crowdfunding campaign, and I've cultivated over 20 brand partnerships. I'm seeking partnerships with founders of innovative products and services for pelvic floor health. I'm making it my business to effectively improve women's lives and leave a profound impact on organizations we partner with that advocate for women's urinary health. By supporting my company, you're helping me bring this very important mission to fruition. Thank you.
Bravo, you are like within 2 seconds of 2 minutes. So very well done, Shannon. Great pitch too. So over to you.
Great job. Have you given any thought yet to how you would make money and what the revenue model would be? And then you mentioned that the existing offerings do not resolve the problem. So I'd love to hear a little bit more about, what you're thinking the impact would be of this venture. How would you resolve it for them and differentiating from these other existing companies?
Okay, so the revenue model includes the subscription box, of course, because that's what it started with. And then the events. So I'm right now planning my first retreat after that summit. The summit was the first, and then the retreat is going to be next, which we will charge for, and we will have sponsorships as well. We'll also have our membership portal, our affiliate programming, and we'll also have partnerships and acquisitions of companies that we will acquire along the way. And the other question you had, I'm sorry.
I was about the competition. You made a statement that they don't resolve the problem. So what are you seeing is what your differentiation would be? Right.
One of the issues that I had was I was 40 years old. I'm not trying to walk around with a thick pad or a diaper on. That is supporting the issue. What would help the issue is actually getting pelvic floor therapy. And incorporating that in your everyday life, and just little changes or movements that you can incorporate with that. So along with the subscription box, you would receive a membership to our portal where you can access classes and courses and resources to improve your pelvic floor health.
Thank you so much.
This is a very interesting problem because I've been dealing with it. I am getting 40 and so since 11, actually, I've been dealing with it, and every single stage of life, they told me that it's going to getting better and never got better, actually. So thank you for finding a solution eventually for it. So I want to know whether you are in the middle of a talk with anybody, you are thinking that, commercialize it and talk to pharmacies or talk to insurance to see whether insurance are able to reimburse it. So what is the strategy of, going to market?
Okay, well, going to market, we've already started doing the events. We have awareness around the subscription box. It actually started with the subscription box, but once I started surveying women and I realized that they absolutely didn't know their options, or that they were actually going to the wrong healthcare specialists to resolve these issues or to get answers. And even the healthcare specialists that they were seeing were not referring them to the right people or even giving them the right information. They were telling them this is going to be something you're going to have to just deal with for the rest of your life. So as far as like entering the market, those are the two avenues that I'm using immediately to enter into the market. I have cultivated over 20 brand partnerships, and I have partnerships with experts who are very supportive of the community, very generously giving to the community as well. So that is how I've been able to cultivate all of these people. I got those 1,700 people to attend that summit in 2 weeks. So no other marketing, no other advertising, but only within that 2 weeks.
One recommendation that I have for you is that I highly recommend that you connect with the communities that they have a millennial mothers there. And I think one of them is Motherly that I'm aware of. And I try to create a partnership with them rather than individually to kind of go and create a summit. It's a very amazing result you got in a very short amount of time, but in a larger scale, I highly recommend that the big community of online millennial women are the very good kind of aspect to reach out to scale the awareness among people around the subscription.
Absolutely, I certainly will. And I just wanted to go back because I didn't answer one of your questions. I do want to work to to bridge the gap in healthcare where women aren't being referred to the proper person or the proper specialist for this. So I just actually talked to someone yesterday who is on the level of creating new laws around that because insurance doesn't cover pelvic floor therapy. So unlike Europe and Australia, us in Canada and the US are kind of behind in including that in our everyday healthcare.
Excellent points. I see a lot of engagement and a lot of people saying, yes, me too, and being very courageous and brave and addressing that. So that's always a good sign, right? It's a good sign when something resonates. And we have 2 companies here in this particular cohort that are addressing UTIs from different angles. So I love that as well. Now, I would like to, first of all, thank you all. Those pictures were amazing, weren't they? I mean, come on, big round of applause for everybody. Tell you about a few things that are coming up in the Guild where if you have a company or you are thinking about starting a company or you invest in companies or you want to raise money, here's a program that is going to come up on April 23rd. It's our fundraising bootcamp. It's a whole day of working through all the nitty-gritty and the steps you need to know to fundraise. So this is not just some inspirational investor talking to each other type of event. It's practical advice. Okay, you're gonna create a fundraising pipeline. You're gonna understand what is the right amount to fundraise. You're gonna understand which stage you're at. You're gonna understand how to reach out to investors, to angel investors and to VCs, how to do cold emailing, how to do negotiations, which terms in your term sheet are something to think about and to negotiate. All that in that fundraising bootcamp. So sign up, it's free, it's amazing. We're gonna talk about IP as well. Seed IP is joining us again and talking about when is it important to talk about IP before, after, during your fundraising. Well, how much of your IP and secret sauce do you put in the pitch? All this good stuff. And then last but not least, I have a big announcement. I am writing a book. So this book is going to be called Dare to Launch, and it's going to be a mini MBA for first-time entrepreneurs, no student loans required. And a lot of the learnings from running 5 cohorts of amazing entrepreneurs and helping them launch their companies have gone into this. A lot of experience with my own companies and from the companies within the guild. So again, this is a no bullshit guide. And if you had any aha moments in your life as an entrepreneur, or you want to share something, please reach out to me directly. You can find me in the lounge as well. And I love to incorporate your learnings in this book as well. It's going to be written by women, for women, and for any entrepreneurs out there. And I'm sick and tired of those books that have really just the male voices and the male way of starting businesses. So that's why I'm doing this. And because I put all my energy into this book right now, I am not going to run a whole cohort of Guild Academy next month, but what we're doing is we're making the program accessible for people who want to go through the recordings of our trainings and want to get access to the program anyways. And so what the entrepreneurs that pitched here today went through is something you get access to through this new program. If you are interested, feel free to reach out. I'll put the link in the chat, and this program will be available for you as an evergreen program, including 24/7 chat support and things like that. But it's been a labor of love, and since I'm focusing on the book, I'm not going to run this cohort for the next one, but you get access anyways.
So what you're going to get is the 8-module Guild Academy program, which is pretty much a mini MBA. We put this together with 40 of the most relevant, amazing, wonderful experts in entrepreneurship, investing, serial entrepreneurs, authors, professors, investors. And that program has a value of $10,000. We put that together for you. I'm not going to charge you that, but I'm just going to show you the value you're getting in the Guild Academy program. So Julie Hakim, for instance, took this program last year. They did a femtech-focused academy, and you're going to get all these recordings from that as well. She says, it gave me essentially everything I wish I had not learned the hard way. You will up-level everything you know or thought you knew about the science and art of creating and sustaining a successful business. And this is Dr. Julie Hakim, who is building a stint for women and girls. Incredible company, incredible woman. Here's Amber Nordbeck. She's from Opio Connect. She's saying the program was a game changer and made us pivot in the right direction. Thank you, Amber. She's incredible. She's up in Montana, and she's building an incredible solution for people with addiction problems. So what you're going to get is the 8-module Guild Academy program at a value of $10,000. And you're also going to get ready, set, go templates and checklists. So these templates have been developed with entrepreneurs, with experts in finance, with lawyers, with user researchers to bring you the most relevant checklists like business checklists, readiness checklists, co-founder checklists, templates and guides for you to launch your business and focus on your business instead of focusing on all this crap and recreating the wheel of your own financial planning template, or how to write a great investor and advisor agreement, and how to conduct user interviews. There's a template here. You can start user interviews today with that template. You don't even have to do anything. You just have to fill in that subcategory of your problem. That is valued at $5,000. What are people saying? Anna Scotta here, founder of Happy Bonding, the Guild Academy financial planning template for my 1-year projection model has become my go-to tool in my business. And she's just launched a crowdfunding campaign on WeFunder to raise a few $100,000 for Happy Bond. So you're going to get an 8-week Guild Academy program valued at $10,000, the Ready, Set, Go template and checklist valued at $5,000, so total value of $15,000, but we're not stopping there. You're also offering you, because we know it's hard to do self-learning, we are offering you 24/7 chat support from the startup community, from our team in the Guild platform. So if you have a question at 2 a.m. at night, you can plug the question in, and our team is going to get back to you within a few hours, and putting that roadblock out of your way so you can start and go and grow. Okay, so that support valued at $4,000. Like, people love it. They love the resources, the tools, the weekly challenges, and plus the opportunity to ask questions and receive support anytime one of our Guild Academy participants has said. So what you're going to get is not just the 8-week Guild Academy program valued at $10K, Ready, Set, Go templates, and 24/7 startup support, all valued at $19,000. We are also throwing in a few bonuses here. And if you look at these, like, bonus number 1 is a list of 400 female-focused ecosystem partners, angel groups, investors, VC firms, and educational programs and startup competitions. I don't even put a price on that. I think that's an invaluable resource, and only our Guild Academy participants get access to that list, because you have to promise that you're not harassing the wrong people, right? And then you get a 1-year Guild Academy membership, access to quarterly summits. We are also going to give you the metrics and market masterclass, so you can do a deep dive on product metrics and business metrics and create your own company dashboard, so you know at any given point in time where you're going. And there's a financial forecasting crash course in here, so that you get your financial planning templates ready. We have a COO and HR toolkit, because if you want to hire people, you want to get volunteers, interns, or contractors involved, you better have the right contract templates there. They're all ready, set, go. We have a template. We have a toolbox too, with the tools and resources and SaaS tools that will make your life 150,000% easier. And then we give you an Act Now bonus here as well. You're going to get a consultation, complimentary 1-hour consultation call as part of this program with me if you act now. So the value of all that, $2,600. And so now let me bring this all together. So you're going to get the 8-week Guild Academy program. You can access this at any given point in time in the pocket. It's on an app as well. You can do the course at any given point in time here. Ready, Set, Go templates and checklists, 24/7 startup support for 8 weeks, and the 4 masterclass bonuses here, all together valued at $21,675. Now, I know you're startup entrepreneurs, you don't have $21,000 to spend on this. If you did a master's program, you would probably dish this out in a semester in no time, and much more even, right? So I want to ask you, if all the Academy did finally launch your dream business and get paying customers, would it be worth it? If it would help you create the perfect pitch and pitch for investment, would it be worth it? And lastly, you know, if you could get to the point where you know when to leave your full-time job and start paying yourself that dream salary of yours, would it be worth it? I think the answer is yes. I definitely wish I had had this program before I started all my businesses in the past. So Davina definitely thinks so too. She just launched a crowdfunding campaign, hit $50,000 with her company Element Apathic. It's a skincare company. She's done incredibly well. She even won a pitch event she just did, thanks to all my feedback and practice opportunities. Davina is incredible. So she definitely thinks it's worth it. So I am not going to charge you $21,000, okay? But today I am going to give you a really, really special offer for the Guild Academy. For the very small investment of $997, you're gonna get access to all the things that I just outlined. I mean, that's pretty incredible, isn't it? So Lorita is saying the Academy has been the blueprint she needed to make her idea reality. She's a very active Guild member. You can meet her in the Guild and also ask her questions. She said it was phenomenal, the way how we chose the content and the right experts to teach, you know, the right amount, the right sessions. She had one-on-one sessions with me, which were invaluable. She needed the feedback on her pitch and the progress, and she actually won the showcase and got $20,000 worth of developer hours, which was a prize that we had for that cohort. So she's saying it's been one of the best decisions she's made. Amazing. Lerita is incredible. And I hope you will also have that kind of experience. By the way, we guarantee satisfaction 100% because I do not want you to leap into entrepreneurship, do this course and be like, well, no, this wasn't the right thing. No, we only want happy customers. So if after 4 weeks you submit your coursework and you're like, no, this was not the right thing for me to leap into entrepreneurship, 100% money back guarantee. All right, so here it is, $997 today for you to get access to the Guild Academy. It's the 8-week Guild Academy program. Ready, set, go templates, 24/7 startup support for 8 weeks, the 4 master classes and bonuses here at a total value of $21,000. And you are going to get it for $997. So head over to let'sskill.com/academy right now and secure this spot. Enroll now and make this the best decision you've done in a month. Apparently PayPal also gives you credit. If you sign up for the credit card, they give you $900 or $1,000 or so. So look into that. And you know, if you're not making any money, you're not raising any money here, then and you're not getting value from the program, you can always say, no, it wasn't the right thing for you, for me. And what we're doing too is we are actually giving you a chance to do this in partial payments. So they're a little bit higher than the total cost, but if you want to do monthly payments, we offer you $397 a month, followed by 2 more payments, monthly payments at $397. And again, all of this with 100% satisfaction guarantee. I'm not selling you anything here that I don't 100% believe in. So here's again the offer. Then you can also get that at let'sskill.com/academy, and you can get started today. All right, everybody, I had a wonderful time. I will continue to answer questions. And with that, I am going to say bye.